Hey everyone, welcome back to What Works Wednesday. Today I want to talk about a little known fact that is really close to my heart, really empowers me and fuels me for what I do in my work. And if you've been around this podcast or you've been around me personally, you know that I say personal finance is more personal than it is finance. So I work in personal finance. I kind of work in that specific area where closely held businesses like, LLC owners, S corps, partnerships, how they kind of use their business, optimize it to then fuel their personal life, which ultimately is, I believe, why we do these businesses is because we want the freedom of entrepreneurship, the upward income potential of entrepreneurship, and we want to use this business to ultimately fuel this life that we want. And so when I sit down with people, I come in with this filter that I deeply believe that says personal finance is more personal than it is finance. And so we really need to connect to that. So what does that mean? When I sit down and I start having conversations with potential clients or anybody about their money, I rarely hear first thing about their stock portfolio or their investments or what accounts they have or how they're performing. We eventually get there. But first and foremost, I hear about, their desire to move to a bigger home or their desire to, have more freedom of time, their kids and the fact that they're having a kid and it's this big transition, or they're getting married or they're getting divorced, or, the highs and lows of life. My kids are doing well. We're having more kids. My parents are getting older. They're getting sick. We're becoming caretakers, you know, all these areas of life that when we're faced with it, then impact our finances, then create a trigger point of, okay, I need help. Maybe it's a transition to a new job or away from an old job, transition into or out of school or a higher level of education degree like a master's or a doctorate. All of these things hit our finances. And all of these things are what cause us to pause and to say, okay, I have questions, I need help. Rarely it's, I just want my taxes to be efficient. It's, I started a business and now I have to pay my taxes on my own, and that overwhelms me because I don't understand it. And it's providing a lot of stress on me while I'm also getting this business off the ground. So I really need to figure this out because ultimately I want my business finances to be healthy so that my personal finances can be healthy so that I can get back to living my life. So we all come in with this spirit of, I want to live my life well now and later. I want to know that I'm prepared for later. And also I want to be, living life to the best of my abilities in my current moment. And I want to ultimately foster a spirit of confidence and abundance in my life. I just want to feel happy, free, confident, abundant, whatever that looks like. And then that filters down. And one of the areas that we feel an impediment to that is our finances. Is, am I saving enough? Am I investing well? Should I be investing differently? Are my taxes efficient? Am I doing everything right inside my business to get the biggest bang for its buck, really? And all of these things, am I saving for my kids' future? Are they set up? Drive this idea that when we're working in finance, really we're working inside someone's life. We're working inside their story. All of us, there's plenty of books that talk about the fact that we are the heroes of our own story. We live our life as if we're the hero. And we're trying to build this hero story where we achieve and accomplish and save and succeed and protect and provide and all these things. And so when I enter in, I can't just come in with spreadsheets and numbers and graphs and all these things. Those are tools to make educated decisions, but ultimately it's really important. And I would encourage all of you listeners to sit down and get clear on, what is the vision for my life? What do I want? If you're feeling overwhelmed by your finances, just pause and ask yourself, why? What about my student loans stress me out? What about, my taxes make me feel unnerved, or where I really feel like I need help on that? Not saying you can just be like, oh, well, then I just shouldn't feel stressed. Many of these things warrant it. But part of that is because there's a deeper story going on, a deeper longing inside yourself. And money alone will not solve it. Money, it can, truly. There's lots of tools. But ultimately, we all have this inner longing that is pushing us through our life. And when things come up, it stops us. And then we have to use our resources to move through that, whether that is your time, using your time well, reorganizing your calendar, getting efficient with time blocking, whether it's your relationships, relying on your community, leaning into your family, whether it's, your money, getting that clear and correct and getting, purposeful, strategic, tailored to you strategies that are going to move you from A to B, from scarcity to abundance, whether it's your faith, leaning on the Lord, leaning on, God to help you through these things. So money is just one of these resources. If you come to me, if you come to any financial advisor and you say, I just want you to make me more money, just make me more money. That's fine. Plenty of people do, but you're going to fire that financial advisor eventually. Because if more money is your goal, you will never have enough. That is actually like a psychological rule. That's not an opinion. That's a thing. Money has this weird way of making us feel like if I just had more, I'll be good. I will be fine. And that's not true. But if your goal is, I want to start a business to flourish my family. I want to make sure my kids are set up for success in the future. We want to move, or we want to be able to take this trip, or we want to be able to take this amount of time off each year. Those are goals. Those are desires that we can then align your resources with to actually achieve. And so it's important to take a step back and say, like, what am I longing for? What do I want out of my life in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? What do I want this to be? Who do I want to be? Who do I want to be becoming? And then to align your resources that way. Because again, if more money is purely your goal, it's not really your goal and you'll never achieve. But if you're clear with clarity, then you can strategize. And with strategy, you can achieve. So all the while when we're working in personal finance, we're always looking at like, what did this person experience growing up? I have plenty of people who say, I had tons of money. My family had tons of money, but we lived like we didn't. We always felt like we needed a little bit more. Or I thought we were fine. We took all this lavish vacation. We did a bunch of stuff. And then we filed for bankruptcy. And I didn't know that we actually didn't have money. Or, we really lived tightly. We didn't have money, but we were aware of it and we were really diligent with it. You name it. There's a million scenarios I've heard, and everyone's either living out of a full cup or an empty cup of that. I think my parents did it really well. I agree with their values around it, and that's what I want to repeat. Or the opposite. I don't want to repeat that. I want to do it better. I want to do it differently. And therefore, with their money narratives, with their personal, how they want to live their life, what they care about, what they value, what they want to build, we pull those together. And those are the core, those are the filters of really making money moves. Because I could have, 2 clients who are the exact same demographic, family structure, income, but their financial plans, what they should do with their money, is going to be totally different. Because what's best for one is not best for the other, because they have totally different stories they're coming to the table with. They have totally different goals they're coming to the table with. They've got totally different value systems and desires, and we have to tailor that to you. So it's important to understand that, because the way that we deliver advice could make you just feel like I'm your parent shaming you if I do it wrong. Like it might be just going back to your childhood, or it might be delivered in a way that actually prompts action. There's a ton of great financial advice out there that is not acted upon purely because of the way that it's delivered. It's delivered in a big graph or a big spreadsheet that no one cares about. Or it's delivered tailored to the person, and it's personal to that person, and it's going to create action, and it's going to create fast, powerful, dramatic responses in their finances. It's really cool. I see it all the time. It's so fun. It's why I love what I do, is getting to see people come alive, see them start with this pain point. Very few people come to a financial advisor because they don't have any pain point. Typically, there's something happening that's making them say, I need help. So to be able to tailor that to them, put the resources in place, put the strategy in place, help them realize this is only one of the resources. You're also going to need to work on your time. You're also going to need to pull in these relationships, these mentors, these family members, whatever it may be, to create a system that moves them from where they are to where they want to be, and seeing how Sometimes it's like steering a cruise ship, depending on what it is. Sometimes it's slow, but many times some of these things are speedboats and we just get off to the races. It is a powerful and really cool thing, but it starts by understanding that your money is uniquely personal to you. Your finances, business and personal, are uniquely personal. Personal finance is more personal than it is finance. And so to have a good plan in place can't be based off of some random internet blog that tells you to do a Roth conversion or tells you to have 6 months worth of emergency savings. Not that those things are bad. That's just blanket advice. And blanket advice is not right for everyone. Each person is unique. Money touches every area of our lives, and no two people's lives are the same. And therefore, no two financial strategies are the same. And therefore, we need to create plans that are tailored to you. And so I say that whether you work with a financial planner or not, whether you are building your business or you just stumbled upon this episode randomly off the internet, your personal finances are more personal than they are finance. And so dig deep into your own heart, into your own life. Really understand who you are, what you want, why whatever pain point's happening, and then get the help you need. Align your resources to what would further you personally, and then you'll see success. So go forth, ask yourself those questions, align your values, and prosper.